Ah, man. Christmas came early for me, motherfuckers. Ah, man. I mean, honestly, what can I say? You know, like, well, frankly, I could say a lot. And I'm gonna. All right. Settle down, all ye children. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Obviously, the bottom is falling out. The Band-Aid has been ripped off. Holy fucking shit. Here we are. I didn't expect this to happen as fast as it did. And I have some theories on why it happened the way that it did. And even before it was made official, by James and then also by Henry. Yesterday was already weird. There were comments made by Patty Jenkins like the night before. I take Wednesdays off of publicly streaming. We did a Nerdvenger stream and we went over it then. There was Battinson stuff as well. We're going to get into all of that. Of course, as I think maybe more of you will be willing to realize today, people lie, and everybody that's talking about this online right now that's high profile is lying. Maybe some are lying a little bit. Maybe some are lying a lot. But they are lying. That's all of them. And we're going to get into that. We're going to break it all down and talk about what we think is going on. Now, before we get into the juice, I just want to say this Friday night at 7 p.m., we're doing a Prime stream. No, we're not, Chet. We're doing the Prime stream at 1 p.m. We're doing a Diamond Lounge stream at 7 p.m., okay? This was planned before. Yesterday. We planned it on Monday. So if you have a Diamond badge, come into the Diamond Lounge on 7 p.m. on Friday night. We'll have a few drinks. We'll have a few smokes. And I'll talk my shit then. It's going to be an incredible stream. For those of you that are Diamond Lounge members, we'll be a little less professional in that stream. It's going to be a fun time. But for today, we're going to keep it profesh. Got a couple of things I want to say before we get into breaking it all down. Number one, I asked you guys on Monday, you know, when we were streaming from the actual basement, which was a great stream, very good time. I asked you guys on Monday, did the clapback from James, did it make you think that Cavill was going to stay? Did it make you guys think that he was going to do something with Cavill? And a lot of you said yes. And that's ultimately the biggest problem, I think, with him engaging in this topic with me over the weekend. This whole thing is crazy because we are at this sort of weird impasse of a institution in Warner Brothers literally looking at possible extinction. That's not hyperbole. Shit's real fucking bad over there. On top of that, you have new media and you have James Gunn trying to navigate, let's say, how to talk about and interact with audiences in the new media era. You have the trades and a lot of journalists that are, again, a part of an institution that now are trying to figure out how to navigate new media as well, while also trying to navigate James Gunn, Warner Brothers, this whole situation. You know, Patty's speaking out for specific reasons, I believe, and we'll break that down. Gunn is obfuscating the truth, not being 100% transparent because he's trying to protect his own image. And you know what? Honestly, fair play to him. The whole situation's really fucking crazy. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to say, I've got some notes over here just so that we don't get too off track. We'll save that for Friday, right? The other thing I want to say is this is not going to be the dump on James Gunn, shit on James Gunn stream. That's Friday night at 7. Be there, motherfuckers. It's going to be real fun. Instead, today, I do want to say, like, honestly, as I said Monday, I don't really have a lot of animus towards James. I don't envy him in his situation and what he's trying to do with DC, right? But I think, again, James Gunn has shown me as a person that he has some character. So, like, when he speaks up for Chris Pratt, you know, very admirable. I think he's a generally good dude. A lot of people that know him say he's really kind and you know, generous and a nice guy. His dog's cute. You know, there are redeeming qualities for James Gunn. And I don't want to sit here and like join some, fuck James Gunn or whatever kind of situation. I'm probably more optimistic about his Superman movie than many of you, right? So I just kind of want to get that out of the way because, again, I don't want to frame this situation as this big like anti-James Gunn thing or this drama thing. I actually believe that I was just staying in my lane, talking about nerdy stuff, speculation from sources, you know, all of that. And I felt like James, because he does this as a habit, coming in and talking to me and trying to like debunk and make me look real bad and like set up this narrative and all these different things. Like, yeah, I don't think it's the move because I think he's opening himself up for the interpretations and narratives that would be created there. And now it's like, things are just really, really funky. And it's fucking crazy. The third point I want to make is that this is way bigger than me. And it's way bigger than James Gunn, actually, because the sentiment online right now for DC is unbelievably bad. It's unbelievably bad and unbelievably low. All of the stuff that's been happening over the past couple of weeks, and James Gunn trying to control the narrative as a part of that, has really put a bad taste in the majority of folks out there. And the thing that really sucks, and shout out to my brother Paul from Heavy Spoilers who put this in his video, the thing that's really at stake here is fucking superhero movies, dude. Superhero movies, which I love. I don't know if you knew this. I have a channel called The Den of Nerds and The Den of Nerds Live. I'm a nerd. I love this shit. I love superhero movies. Marvel is in a weird spot right now, and I've been talking about how I'm really hopeful that they'll get back on track, etc. But god damn, dog, this is so bad for superhero movies. Like, you could see superhero movies in general go through some really bad times ahead, not necessarily because they're not using Henry Cavill, but because of the way they're all engaged in trying to talk to the fans. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's crazy. We're at a really weird time with fan bases, with media figures, with how to communicate, all of that stuff. But holy shit, this could ultimately end up being really bad for all superhero movies, if not navigated correctly. And I would have to say I don't think it's being navigated correctly. So those are sort of my things that I wanted to say before we get into it. And should we just pull up the tweets? Should we pull up the tweet and the response? And should we kind of just get into breaking that down? Then we'll talk about the Patty Jenkins stuff. Then we'll kind of talk about like what I think is, you know, going to go on from here. And again, it is bad. That's not hyperbole. Check the stock price. Check the sentiment online. Wow, wow, wee wah. It's not looking good. Okay. Let's check it out. Let's get to the tweets themselves. And by the way, we're going to timeline this thing. I'm going to compare and contrast what James said to what Henry Cavill said because their narratives do not line up. And I want to explain from my perspective what I think is happening here, okay? So here we go. Oh, wait, nope, wrong thing. All right, here we go. Boom. Okay. Last night, 8:49 p.m. Weird time to talk about something like this, but again, I think I know why he did it. Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of next year. Cool. And then in the second tweet, you buried the lead, man. You buried the lead, my man. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an early part of Superman's life. So the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. Holy shit. And then he says here, but we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting projects to work together in the future. Bro, ain't nobody buying that load of horse shit. So, this is what he says. Now, I think when this first came out, a lot of people were like, oh, so it's going to be a younger Superman, but maybe they'll use Henry Cavill in the future as the older Superman. Or, you know, maybe they're going to bring Henry Cavill Superman back essentially, you know, at some point. But if you look at what Henry Cavill said, which, by the way, this is heartbreaking, dude. In all seriousness, holy shit. Pour one out for Henry Cavill. This is fucking crazy, dude. Okay, let's just get into it. I have just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman. After being told by the studio to announce my return back in October, prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them and all involved with the new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. To those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit. Holy, dude, this feels like maybe one of the most raw but yet eloquent statements by an actor to his fans that I've maybe ever seen. The pain is palpable. And yet it's succinct, it's professional, it's... Hats off to him, man. I definitely am not cut from the same cloth as Henry Cavill. Superman, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember, Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists. And the examples he sets for us are still there. My turn to wear the cape has passed. But what Superman stands for never will. It's been a fun ride with you all. Onwards and upwards. Okay, so again, wow, just so much respect for Henry Cavill. But here's the situation. Ladies and gentlemen, this motherfucker James Gunn is trying to lie again. He's trying to make you think that they're going to go with a younger Superman, so that's why they can't use Henry Cavill. And we live in a world where fucking Harrison Ford is coming back as young Indiana Jones. Hugh Jackman is coming back to play Wolverine. Are you fucking kidding me? We have young Luke Skywalker played by fucking Mark Hamill, dude. What are you talking about? We're going to do young Superman so we can't use Henry Cavill. Bro, what? Cavill says, I just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran and it's sad news. Do you know what this means, guys? This means that Safran and Gunn planned to have the meeting, planned to break the news, and then immediately tried to spin and control the narrative online. I should just say Gunn, because it's not really Safran, but they're partners, you know what I mean? So that's what it is. And so, like, you know, again, on Monday when I said, like, bro, he doesn't like this dude. Not only does he not like this dude, he hasn't had any contact with his manager. He hasn't had a meeting with him. No, nothing. Because the first time they sat down, basically James was like, you're Audi 5000, my friend. Why else would Gunn tweet about it at 9 p.m. at night? Holy shit. Crazy. You know, the other thing that happened yesterday with regards to Mr. Gunn was Variety came out with a report about how none of the current DC EU, RIP to that shit, movies will not be given the budget to have changes made so that they can connect to James Gunn's DCU. They also said in that article that one part of Snyderverse, definitely not coming back. And that's Batman, as James Gunn and Peter Safran have explored the idea of bringing Robert Pattinson's Batman into the DCU, right? And Gunn did his classic... I mean, look, it's not true, dude. He's lying again. I'm trying to be professional here, but this motherfucker is lying, okay? He came out and said, this is, what did he say? Absolutely false, or like no truth to it whatsoever. He's just like, bam, it's all over. Bro, are you kidding me? Variety? And by the way, there were a bunch of motherfuckers back when I was challenging some of what the trades were saying around Star Wars movies. This was probably like 6 to 9 months ago. And a bunch of these buttholes got on there and said, the Hollywood trades are so fucking real. Are you kidding? The Hollywood trades. And they got mad at me. And then they flipped on the Hollywood trades when it was convenient for them because they didn't like this division, the potential hate that was going to come after them. Just fucking spineless. There's a lot of spineless people online, right? So, with regards to the story yesterday from Variety, according to Grace, who I know some of you guys are like, ah! She had the receipts and the goods too, brother. She had that shit. She had it. She knew about Cavill. She even said in her live stream yesterday, a lot of people don't like Cavill. Take that for what it is. You know what I mean? Well, according to Grace, there is some truth to what happened. And essentially the story goes that they were exploring the idea of bringing Robert Pattinson in to the DCU. But Matt Reeves doesn't want to share his toys. He doesn't want to have his universe turned in to the DCU, which, you know, there's some debate about this, but this is kind of what happened to Zack. I personally feel like Zack just made Man of Steel, and then Warner Brothers was like, let's crack that bitch open and make a cinematic universe. And he was like, okay, because I don't think that was the intention. But so Matt Reeves didn't want that to happen to him. And according to Grace, James Gunn just said, fine. But here's the thing. Why did Variety report that? Well, I personally feel that Variety wants you to know that Gunn and Safran were literally willing to bring in Robert Pattinson Batman, but were not willing, never willing, didn't seriously consider bringing Henry Cavill back. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they were open to bringing Robert Pattinson Batman in, but wanted nothing to do with Cavill, no matter what? I mean, shit, man. You know, you're going to have to come up with your own conclusions on that. But as far as I'm concerned, and as far as what I've heard, James Gunn does not like the Snyder fans. James Gunn does not like the Snyder cut. And a lot of people at Warner Brothers, because Safran, one of the other things you got to understand is Safran comes from the old Hamada-esque era, right? Safran has been involved in a lot of the Hamada stuff. And so a lot of people at Warner Brothers really dislike what happened with the Snyder cut, what happened with the Snyder fans. And a lot of articles came out basically essentially saying Warner Brothers views greenlighting the Snyder cut as a mistake. Like literally greenlighting the fucking one of the best superhero movies we've had in like the last 10 years, and they think greenlighting is a mistake. No, it's a mistake the way you handled it. It's a mistake the way you talk to the fans. It's a mistake the way you treated the actors. It's a mistake the way you treated Zack Snyder. And it's like all of this shit is coming to a head as like this crazy storm because they hate it. I'll say it again. They fucking hate it. They hate that we can talk openly about this shit. They hate that people actually know what the fuck is going on, that they can't just control the narrative. They fucking hate that the Snyder movement exists and it is still a thing. They hate it. And I have to imagine that that hate and that fear is part of the reason that James Gunn reacted to me in the way that he did. Now, I will say what I said on Monday again. I did not handle that situation correctly. Instead of making it about Gunn's feelings towards Henry Cavill, I should have just said, I am hearing from a lot of people that you will not be bringing Henry Cavill back as Superman. That's what I should have said. I should have made it more about that. But what I was hearing was not a lie. Many people reaching out to me telling me, he does not like that dude, bro. And again, after James said the first, thing about that being false, a ton more people reach out to me and were like, bro, he really don't like that motherfucker. All I do is tell you guys what I hear, but not just from every freaking dude, gal, rando on the internet. No, I have established relationships over time with people that I trust, that I think have serious connections. All I've ever wanted to do was just talk about what's going on. Call it like I see it. Speculate. Try to break it down, etc. So that's what it is. And here's where we are. Now, should we talk about Patty? Shall we talk about Patty Jenkins? Shall we? And then we'll kind of speculate about what we think's going on. Okay. Let's get this going. Gal Gadot. Patty Jenkins. Wonder Woman 3. Let me see if I can size this up for you guys so we can see this a little bit better. Oh, poopy buttholes. Hang on now. Boom. Okay. And this is pretty wild too. This honestly this was already wild. Like this is crazy. Okay. Sigh. I'm not one to talk about private career matters, but I will not allow inaccuracies to continue. Here are the facts. I originally left Rogue Squadron after a long and productive development process when it became clear it couldn't happen soon enough, and I did not want to delay Wonder Woman 3 any further. When I did, Lucasfilm asked me to consider coming back to Rogue Squadron after Wonder Woman 3, which I was honored to do, so I agreed. They made a new deal with me. In fact, I am still on, and that project has been in active development ever since. I don't know if it will happen or not. We never do until the process is complete. But I look forward to its potential ahead. Very interesting phrasing. She goes on to say, when there started being backlash about Wonder Woman 3 not happening, the attractive clickbait false story that it was me that killed it or walked away started to spread. This is simply not true. I never walked away. I was open to considering anything asked of me. It was my understanding there was nothing I could do to move anything forward at this time. DC is obviously buried in changes they are having to make. That's a fucking way to phrase it. She's a writer. She knows what she's done. They are having to make. So I understand these decisions are difficult right now. She goes on to say some really lovely stuff about her experience trying to, bring Wonder Woman to the screen. And again, I don't have anything personal against Patty. I think she's dope. The first Wonder Woman movie is literally, it's incredible, dude. It was a movie that I love so much. I made my sisters and my mom go see it. I was like, no, you gotta see this shit. It's fucking awesome. It's the best fucking female superhero I've ever seen. Holy shit. I love that movie. Wonder Woman 84, I actually didn't hate as much as everybody else either, but yeah, it's whack. It's fucking whack, dude. But what do we think's going on here? Well, a bunch of Star Wars fans, bless their fucking hearts, think that Rogue Squadron will still happen now. Wow, wee wah. I guess maybe that is possible, but I don't know, man. She's literally saying, I'm still on it, but I don't know if it'll happen or not. I look forward to its potential. This feels, again, with all due respect to Patty Jenkins, this feels like trying to spin it, trying to control the narrative, and just like James Gunn and just like Henry Cavill, they are not telling you the full truth. People lie. And it seems like she's really trying to put the ball back in the court of Lucasfilm. It seems like she's like, hey, if it doesn't happen, it's on them. I'm open to it and look forward to its potential ahead. Fuck you, Kathy Kennedy. Signed and delivered, smoochy face, Patty Jenkins. Now, about the Wonder Woman 3 stuff, this is wild too, because look, we're in Internet Thunderdome, bro. We are way past the pale. We're in new uncharted territory. Because the Wrap, Hollywood trade, institution, advertisers involved, massive connections to Hollywood executives, etc., etc. The Wrap came out and said that she was inconsolable, very difficult, wasn't going to make the changes, and she literally sent a Wikipedia article of a link to a character arc to DeLuca or Abdi or maybe both. Wow. But according to Patty, that's all bullshit. The Rap doesn't know what they're talking about, and she was told nothing she could do would move the movie forward. Now, what happens now? What happens now? What are we doing here? What's going on? Well, I think, I hope, I pray, a total and complete reboot, which, by the way, still might not work. Okay? Still might not work. And we're going to get interactive. I want to know what you think. I'm going to put some polls up. We're going to talk about it. Total reboot might not work, but I'm going to go out on a fucking limb and tell you that something that I think, I feel very strongly will not work, is getting rid of Henry Cavill and keeping John Cena, Margot Robbie, or any of like the stuff that Gunn wants to play with. Like, if this man really shoves Henry Cavill out and then keeps John Cena Peacemaker, he keeps Margot Robbie, he keeps his wife in the... Are you... Bro, James, I really hope that's not going to happen. That would be incredible. I personally already think it's a little too much that James is writing the movie. I think James is a good writer. I actually think he could write an incredible Superman movie. But to be the person that makes the call to remove Cavill, to tarnish and just move past all of this Snyderverse stuff, and then to position yourself as the person that's going to write the movie. Whew, say one thing about James Gunn. He's got fucking cojones. He's got balls, bro. I mean, I respect it, but I also got to say, I don't think that's the move. I really don't think that's the move. Get other people involved. Hire other... Like, I just don't know, man. It feels so personal. It feels so unprofessional. It feels so... It's not good. It's not a good look. Okay? Now, with, you know, to try to be fair to, like, the situation and all these different things, James is saying it's not going to be an origin story. That's a tough one for me, too. It's like, okay, so it's not an origin story, but you said it focuses on a young Superman being a reporter? What? Like, bruh. Bruh, what? Bruh, what is you saying, bro? It's not an origin story? But it's going to stay on Earth, focus on him being a reporter. Like, bro, I just don't think that's the right move. And I am open to a total reboot. But the other thing that feels like literally brainless is the complete disregard for all of the movies coming out next year, dude. And, like, James just has to control the narrative. So, like, immediately after the meeting with Cavill, he wants to be the one to break it. He doesn't want Variety to break it. He doesn't want somebody like me to break it. He wants to break it, right? But in so doing, he has now revealed to us all that none of the movies next year matter at all. Like, a professional would just fucking shut up and let the press do their thing. A lot of speculation. Oh, we're not sure. So there's not this, like, immediate loss of cachet for Shazam, for The Flash, for Aquaman 2. But instead, it feels like he doesn't care about any of that. He only cares about protecting his own image and trying to do his own thing. No. Bad. No. Wrong. Bad move, bro. Bad move. Now, can this work? Yeah, absolutely. Does James Gunn have the talent to actually pull this up? 100%. 100%. Really depends on who they cast. Really depends on who they get as a director. But, you know, make no mistake about it. This movie has to be... If this movie doesn't work, it's so interesting because they've put themselves in the position of where the MCU is at with Iron Man, except there was no, like, pre-established example back then. Like, Marvel either had to make that work or they weren't going to get to do what they wanted to do. But that's not the same as, like, DC attempting a reboot. And if the Superman movie doesn't work, bro, it's over. Full stop. It's over. Enjoy the 4-year contract because it's over if that Superman film doesn't work. So they have really pushed their chips into the middle on this new Superman movie. And I think, you know, because I watched a lot of different people give their takes and things of that nature last night. It is absolutely a fact, regardless of how you feel about Snyder or DC or James or whatever, that Henry Cavill has a lot of goodwill towards him. He has a lot of love from a lot of fans. And it feels weird that you need the fans to get on board with this next movie, and yet you have made the decision to not just part ways with him, but part ways with him in a way that feels all-time bad L, horrible move. Now, to be fair to Mr. Gunn, not all his fault. Not all his fault. In fact, Cavill, I think he's lying when he says the studio told me to say that shit. That's like, you can interpret that in a ton of different ways. From what I understand, that shit ain't true. Maybe his manager, Danny Garcia, maybe The Rock, maybe some people on that team or that camp told him to say it. But I do not think that like DeLuca and Abdi and Gunn were like, bro, let it rip. You know, I don't believe that for a second. He sort of made his own move on that. Also, of course, The Rock and all of the stuff that he's been sort of trying to push and this sort of not so private battle between those two, Gunn and The Rock and all this other stuff, that also leads to it. And I think that a lot of people that really are up on this stuff, like a lot of the Nerd Avengers and, you know, just people that really follow this, like, we understand that it's not just like one unified Warner Brothers that's fucking all of this up, but most normies don't know that. To most normies, it looks like they brought Henry Cavill back as Superman only to jettison him away without a proper movie, which is like one of the most feel-bad fucking things you could do. So, I mean, again, it's a really difficult situation. Like, I don't know how I would have handled it, but I damn sure wouldn't have been like chiming in online, trying to dunk on the trades and doing all this stupid shit when I knew there was a massive potential for, you know, the fans freaking the fuck out because of their expectations, because of the interpretations that they make about what I'm saying. It's a not a good look. So, having said that, that's kind of that's the take. Now, let's get into a couple of different things. Let's get into some Q&A. The first thing I want to know, let me get a new poll going on in here. The first thing I want to know is, are you still optimistic about Gunn's DCU? I just want to know. I'd like to know how you feel. I'm honestly, as you guys are answering this, I'll sort of, you know, continue to give my take about it. I actually think the reboot is the move. Like 100%, I think the reboot is the move. But it's just I think you should have figured out a cleaner way to do this. Like, the whole thing just feels really bad. And again, with the movies coming out next year, all the kind of confusion behind the scenes feels really bad. The other thing that sucks is, like, bro, there are massive rumors that this fucking company is going to get sold in 2 years anyways, that NBC Universal is going to buy them up in 2 years. And like that might be right when Gunn's Superman movie is coming out. And if that movie bombs or even underperforms, they're getting sold, and we might just do this all over again. Holy fuck. The roller coaster ride of being a DC fan, whew, it's rough. I do think, though, that a clean reboot is absolutely the move for doing what they want to do. And it's possible that even a lot of fans that are really angry today, even people that are like really, really upset, perhaps they will get over it. If this new Superman is like it has to be fucking Donner good. In my opinion, Man of Steel good. I think Man of Steel is incredible. They would have to deliver something, and not like on all levels, casting, performance, scripting, directing, like the whole. They have to nail this in a way that is like, you look at the track record and you're like, I don't know, bro. I just don't know. So it is absolutely possible. The other thing that's really confusing to me is like, what are they going to do with Matt Reeves shit? Like, is James Gunn really just going to let his friend Matt Reeves have a side pocket universe but shit on the like Hamada stuff? Like, bro, what is you doing? Like, I don't think you can do that. So I just think that here's the take. Could it work? Absolutely. We're going to see, because they've got this big plan that they're going to reveal in January. Oh, man, and we're all so excited about the plan in January, right? That shit will leak out before then, and we'll talk about it then. But kind of depends on what the plan is, right? I think the fan reaction to the actual rollout of the plan will be really interesting. We'll get more and more information about his Superman, over the course of next year. And I guess it's possible that from here, everybody over there navigates this a lot better, and we get like the fans back together and excited about what's to come, and like that is absolutely possible. I don't know. It's wild, bro. Like it is wild out here, and the sentiment today is even worse than I thought it would be. It's pretty crazy to see the flip on him. So the poll right now is currently pretty much 50-50. Pretty much 50-50. And when we asked on Monday, I think it was like 80%. The sentiment towards the DCU, towards Gunn's new plan and all these other things, it was like 80%. Wow, wow, wee wah. Wow, wow, wee wah. That is pretty crazy to me. Okay, should we just get into Q&A, man? Should we just get into Q&A? See what you guys want to talk about? I don't know if there's too much I can add at this point without some input from you guys. More polls? Well, let me just tell you this. How about this? Let's try this. Let's try this as a poll. Do you think Gunn will keep his toys? Peacemaker, etc. Real curious what y'all think about this. Real curious. Because there's and look at this, 84% of people. James, you have to prove these people wrong. You got to debunk this shit, because this is really what it is, bro. Because you're starting to look petulant as fuck, and just you're not. It doesn't look good. You need to kill your babies. If you do not kill your babies, oh man. I was talking to some people about it, and I was like, he cannot be that stupid. Like, he's not that dumb that he would actually try to keep his own stuff. And literally some people were like, I think he is. So we shall see. My God. Okay. Let's get into some of these member chats. By the way, I saw one pop up from Vito. I think I got I think I gotta pull that up over here, actually. Let's pull it up. Let us pull it up. Oh, it's not going to let me do the member chat thing. Oh, man. There was something that Vito said, but we had that stupid little error earlier. Okay, anyway, let's get into all this. Jonathan Staten, welcome to the Nerdvengers. You are a Nerdvenger now. Detoxing for life with a $5 holla. No message, but I appreciate the support. James R., member for 14 months, says, as the great Captain Holt once said, vindication! Yeah, I mean, you know, look, again, I could have handled the whole situation better, for sure. But it is just the case that, like, when you strike a nerve with somebody, there's usually a reason why, you know? Detoxing for life, the 5 spot says, Josh, you were right the whole time, and we never doubted you. I mean, maybe some of you, but there was some doubt. You know what I mean? I got a couple messages. This was needed to be said, bruh. Love you. You're undefeated. I appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. Chris Listenfeld says, it's tea time, baby. Oh, the tea time. I mean, we did a little tea time, but I'll tell you, for real, tomorrow at 7 p.m., if you have a diamond badge, which you do, Chris, try to get in there. Moosey Mike with a 7-month member chat says, I know everyone in Hollywood lies, but it just feels dirty watching Gunn do it, especially knowing how much influence he's about to have with some of my favorite characters. Yeah, for sure. I think that's a fair take. Brendan DeLumpa, $20 holla, very generous, says, is the diamond badge the black 6-month badge? Also, how do you access the lounge? Love your work, brother. So you have the diamond lounge. I see it next to your name. You've been a member for 6 months or more. You just got to get on Discord. They'll verify, like one of the mods will verify your shit and then get you in there, and you'll see the link go into a channel. You've got to get access to this one channel in the Discord to get the link. Otherwise, you won't be able to find the stream. Science says, seeing a lot of people say they want Cavill as Captain Britain or Hyperion, which would be dope. I want him as Reed, be the new face of the MCU. I mean, the Reed thing, and we've talked about this before, the Reed thing would be, I think it would be incredible. I think it would be a super, like, White Suge Knight, Kevin Feige, like, OG style move, like, damn. And one of the things I think we're all really interested in is, like, because Feige, like, plays really, really nice, and has this really nice image, unlike James, but he's savage behind the scenes. Savage. Some of the stuff he's done is like, it has a business acumen that's impressive, you know, to say the least. A lot of people are wondering, how is Cavill going to handle a person he really likes? Like, he really likes James. How is he going to handle a good friend of his being the captain of the competition, you know? Getting Cavill in the MCU would be a pretty nice move. Matthew K says, is the Diamond Lounge on YouTube or Discord? It's on Discord. Detoxing for Life says, 2-part question. How much is James Gunn to blame for crap Phase 4 for Marvel? Do you think he got fired from Disney for his volatile behavior? Okay, this is a hard one for me to grasp. I don't think Gunn has much to do with Marvel's Phase 4. Gunn came back to do the Holiday Special and to do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The Holiday Special was awesome, and I think Volume 3 looks great. And I don't think he's the type of person that would come in and just purposely put in shit work. He loves those characters. He loves comics. He loves Marvel. He loves Kevin Feige. I think he did the right thing. Do you think he got fired from Disney for his volatile behavior? No, I mean, he initially got fired because of, you know, the old tweets and things of that nature, but I don't think he got fired for his volatile behavior. Starkiller 1126 with a 10 spot says, with all the BS and drama that's going on with Lucasfilm and superhero movies, I'm ready to throw my hands up and go straight weeb/taco. Bleach has been amazing. Yeah, I'm starting an anime channel next year, and I'm in the trenches currently of getting like up to snuff on all my anime and manga, because I'm launching an anime channel next year. Western media is not doing great, and there are a lot of reasons why. And I'm super nervous about comic book movies in general moving forward. But yeah, anime good, anime strong. Joey Ebbs, 23 months, says, so Cavill gave up The Witcher for his Superman return, and now that's not happening. Will Henry go back to The Witcher? No. If not, Henry deserves some sort of severance from Warner Bros. That is some bullshit. Well, unfortunately, he didn't actually sign a contract. So he came in for like a couple cameo things, which again, we've been saying for some time, but he never had a contract for more Superman stuff. So I don't think there's any compensation or anything for that, you know? I will say if it's any consolation to Cavill, I think he came out looking really good yesterday and way better than Gunn. And a lot of people really like that dude. And like, you know, maybe some Marvel, maybe some James Bond or something because he's got a lot of fans, man. So, yeah, we'll just see. Rabs says with a $5 holla says, I'm watching this stream in VR. It's disturbingly intimate. Oh, yeah? Should I get up close and... Did you just jump? Were you just like... Aah! Like with the VR? Like, how's that work? Sorry, man. Don't have a seizure. Jeff Blanton with a 5-month says, I'm all for the hard reboot for DC. So let's get Henry into a big role for the MCU. Not someone like Hyperion, someone bigger like Wolverine. Ooh, Wolverine would be kind of nice. Wolverine would be kind of nice. Nate Elston with a $20 holla says, man, Josh, guess you were so wrong about Gunn not liking Cavill. Yeah, dude, I'll hold that L for sure. Claytonium with a 10 spot says, I personally don't think Gunn would let his hate for Cavill affect business. Oh, really? Okay. He just wants to start over, but I do love drama. Josh, you should totally tweet James Gunn again and call him a liar. I'm trying to be chill. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be chill. I'm trying to walk a very careful line here because I want DC to succeed. I want James Gunn to succeed. I want to be pumped about DC. I don't hate James Gunn. I think he's not handling this situation properly, but I don't hate him. I want him to succeed, bro. Like, are you kidding me? And he's a big comic book sweaty. So I'm not going to get super toxic about it, but I will just do what I always do, and that's just call it as I see it and try to be fair. You know, to say that he wouldn't let his hate for Cavill affect business, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's up for you to kind of, your call to believe that or not. Aaliyah, member for 5 months, says, I originally thought Gal Gadot's tweet was campaigning for staying as Wonder Woman. Now I think she's saying goodbye. Yeah, it kind of does seem that way. It has that impression for sure. Yeah, we'll just have to see how it all goes from here, I guess. And by the way, Aaliyah, I appreciate the support. Jensen Baker, 5 spot, says, where did you get the Christmas stream music, Josh? Would like to hear similar. Hope the world gets better. Yeah, man, same. Hope the world gets better. Things are shaky for a lot of different people right now. This is Harris Heller's Stream Beats. It is an album called Candy Shop. And I love Harris Heller and Stream Beats and everything they do over there, man. He's awesome. Evan Hughes says, had a super stressful day at work. We'll watch the replay once I'm home and settled. Thanks, Josh. Well, thank you for the support, man. Second Stream Marvel says, it was the wording you used. You beat around the bush. Gunn reacted without foresight 2 days later. 2 days later at what you were getting at. 100%. You know, we've talked about it before. Yeah, I absolutely did not phrase it or handle the situation the best way. You know, nuance on Twitter is hard. It was a wild experience. Like, to have just thousands and thousands of people just, you know, like it's a pretty wild experience. If you've ever been like dogpiled or had to go through something similar on social media, it can be very wild, you know. But yeah, absolutely, I didn't handle it the best. Rhett Proctor says, I'm gonna just say it. Jensen Ackles is my pick for Batman. He acted his butt off in The Boys, even with limited screen time, and I think he could knock the role of Batman out of the park. That is interesting. I don't know if I see it. And it seems like they're going for younger, right? So, James Gunn going for younger. Wow. Yeah. I don't know about that, brother. But we'll see. Nathan Brim, member for 4 months, says, seems like maybe James wants to reboot because everything is a mess over there. Makes sense. Should replace everyone if he is going to do that, though. I agree with you 100%. I think the move, clean slate. You've got to at this point. Jimmy Bones says, out of curiosity, is it that Gunn isn't a fan of Cavill, the actor, or Cavill the man? Gunn's behavior feels a little dramatic. Okay, so I'll tell you what I heard, and again, this is just what I heard. He really doesn't like Cavill. Probably from a business perspective. And the word is, a lot of people don't like Cavill. From the business perspective. You know, maybe it's his agent. Maybe it's the way he negotiates or whatever. But, yeah, he doesn't like him. He also doesn't want anything to do with the Snyder Cut. So, like, that's kind of what it is. That's what I heard. I don't think he necessarily hates him as like a human being or whatever, right? And it's probably more from the business perspective. Jackson Henry says, remember the joke about no one wants to see a Clark Kent movie? Well, we live in such a clown world that we're actually getting a Clark Kent movie. Yeah, dude, I mean, why? Fuck. And the fact that he was willing to maybe bring in Pattinson, that's really interesting. I mean, why do you think the trades put that out there? It's kind of interesting. C-Dub says, Gunn has been great at making compelling movies with C-level comic book characters. How's he going to handle top-tier A-list? Not off to a great start. Yeah, I agree. We'll see. I mean, they got to nail it. Like, the pressure's on, right? The heat is on. Freck says, remember for 8 months, DC is wild, Marvel is quiet, and my hype for Star Wars is very high. Star Wars is still in a bad spot. Fire, KK! But 2023 is going to be amazing. Ahsoka equal future. Oh, I'm on that shit, bro. I've been thinking about my next video about The Great Beyond, the Night Sisters, and everything like that. I do want to talk more about that. I'm very excited. Maybe we'll get into some of that on Nerd Theory on Monday. Maybe we'll ask, what's his face? The Knights of Melvin or whatever. Maybe we'll ask him what he thinks about all the sequel movies coming and everything. Shit. Wait, hang on now. Hang on. I've lost my place here. Okay. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil. Brendan DeLumpa says, what are your thoughts about Darth Melvin joining you for Nerd Theory? He said he's going to be on it with you guys on his last live stream. Yeah, and I think Theory confirmed that as well. So... yeah, let's see. Let's see what he's got to say. Does he have a scoop? Does he just want to talk some shit? Is he going to go full Kanye West? I don't know what to expect from this guy. But yeah, I'll be there, and we'll see what happens. Francos Chan, sorry if I mispronounced that, but the $20 holla says, you were right about Gunn. He pretty much pulled a Kevin Smith on everyone. How he responded to you was immature and leading, and you were right, just like Clownfish TV was. Thanks for watching The Drinker's Take, done with the DCEU. I really appreciate that, man. Yeah. Thank you for the support. Crazed Panda, member for 29 months, says, I hope the first call Cavill got today was Feige saying, I got you. What character you want to play? Ooh, wouldn't that be sweet? If that happens, we'll know about it, by the way. The Real Super Shadow says, I'm tired of creatives trying to outdo Donner. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Parker Thwips with the 10 spot says, the fact that they even have a plan is a huge W. Fair. The lack of a plan is a large reason Star Wars and DC failed in the first place. Trust in Gunn, I do, but he should also burn his toys for sure. Absolutely fair take, man. Sajid says, you struck a nerve saying it to his face and he got emotional. Now it's going to look worse because he's going to keep all his stuff and just ditch Cavill. Silly. Wow, he cannot do that. I really hope that doesn't happen, and I hear you. Claytonium says, I love the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, but he would be pretty dumb to get rid of everything else but his own stuff. Fans will riot. Bro, they will go scorched earth. Like, he cannot do that. He cannot be that stupid. Big Cat with a $10 holla says, yo, Josh, finally able to catch a live stream. Always watching on the replay, though. Gunn not casting Cavill is like airballing a layup. Much love. Yeah, it's weird. Again, I've seen a lot of different takes from, different perspectives on this. But ultimately, Cavill has fan love. Cavill has goodwill towards him. Why wouldn't you leverage that with the Superman movie? It does seem like a big L. I don't know. Amelia, $10 holla, says, to me, this makes Feige look all the better. Like Grace said in the live, even with the MCU criticism, he stays quiet and fixes from behind the scenes. That's the move. Smart businessman. Nerd Avengers for life. Yes. That is the move. Jensen Baker with the 5 spot says, the only modern DC films actually watched were Man of Steel and The Batman. Even though I liked some from afar, I'm still waiting for stuff I want. Yeah, and maybe they can do it. Maybe he can pull it off. Maybe he can turn calamity into victory. Maybe. I don't know. We shall see. If Gunn starts recasting DCU actors in different roles, is that not going to be weird AF? Like Lobo is fair, but Cavill is someone else? Affleck directing? Bro, Cavill's not going to come in and be somebody other than Superman in the DC. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Like... what a weird, like, why did he even say that? He just, like, doesn't want to piss people off. It's, like, fucking stupid, dude. Just own it. Can you imagine Oh, you were Superman. Do you want to come in and be Stretchy Man? Hey, prior Superman. Do you want to be Captain Atom? Hey, Cavill, that was Kal-El. Do you want to be Lex Luthor? Like, dude, what? Nah. Finto182 with a 5 spot says, if Gunn starts recasting DCEU actors... Oh, wait, we already went over that. XA says, what was the main reason why DC needs a reboot? When they hired Ben Affleck, in my opinion. What was the main reason? So the main reason is that they want to distance themselves from the Snyder stuff and from all the drama and everything like that. A funny way of going about it, but that is the reason I think ultimately that most of, Warner Brothers wants to move on. Jackson Henry with the 5 spot says, Gunn is an egotistical beehole and doesn't make good business decisions. That's why he would keep his projects. That's the only reason he defended Pratt. Interesting. Maybe. I don't know about all that. I just think he's not doing the best job right now. 34 Virgo with the 2 spot says, bro, go hit Gunn page with 3 of these and a LOL. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Peyton Moore says, they need to get this stuff tightened up already. The fuck is you doing, DC? Much love. Appreciate you, Peyton. John Parker says, morning, nerds. 16 months. Holy mother-loving Merry Christmas to all my nerd Avengers. Appreciate y'all. And don't forget to tip your servers and bartenders. Hell yeah, John Parker. Look forward to 2023 with the Nerd Avengers. It's going to be a very fun year as well. Cooper Sellers, member for 8 months, says, I've been stuck at 130 pounds since I was in high school, but I started eating like 3K calories a day and working out like crazy. Gained 15 pounds in 2 months. Holy shit, dude. Good for you, man. Stack it. Stack it on, man. Get jacked. T-Bone says, Josh, my boy, take Grace Randolph and James Gunn out for coffee. Oh, wouldn't that be a lovely lunch? That would be an incredible lunch. I'd get crepes. Maybe an eggs Benedict. Maybe a few mimosas. Be real fun. XA says, yo, Josh, have you checked out the website God of Props yet? Pretty dope. I did look into it. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff on there. Okay, Audio, member 25 months, says, besides Wolverine, Hyperion, and Reed Richards, who would you like to see Cavill play in the MCU? Cyclops? He would be an incredible Cyclops. Definitely Braddock. He's literally got here's the thing. Superman is the best superhero of all time. And arguably, most of the iconic heroes and things of that nature that come out for the next 75 years are all derivatives of Superman. So, when you've got the guy that's, by the way, natural, unlike Dwayne the... Unlike The Rock, Superman has a natty physique, Henry Cavill, natty, and he has an actual superhero physique. So he could play any superhero. You know what I mean? Fuck! Low Live says, remember 14 months, heard a rumor a while back from Daryl about Walking Dead playing Ghost Rider in the MCU. Anything new on that? Blinkers up. No, nothing new on that. A lot of people want Ghost Rider from what I hear. A lot of people want it. Chris Cote, $20 holla, says, Josh, if you're starting an anime channel, you must watch Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter. There's also a show called Mob Psycho. I've seen Mob Psycho. I was about to have some of my favorite fights. Mob is made by One Punch Man. Yu Yu for Lee. Okay, yeah, for sure, man, for sure. I'm in the process of getting my education right now. That's like the Matrix. I'm just downloading all this anime knowledge. Old Head Mike says, James Gunn, hashtag not my president. Damn! Eric Carthen, thanks for the support. Anthony P. Hey, Josh, what's your favorite manga series? Personally, mine is Vagabond. Would recommend 10 out of 10. Not a huge manga reader, honestly. I've read some manga of the popular animes and the animes that I like, but I've never actually sat through and read through a whole manga. I kind of want to. I want to go through Akira, because I love Akira the film, and I've heard the manga's even wilder, and it goes way past where the film goes. So I want to do that. I have a manga. Elisa got me a manga called Fire Punch by the guy that created Chainsaw Man, which is fucking incredible, dude. If you haven't watched Chainsaw Man, wow, incredible anime. So I'm not really super big in the manga, but I'm trying to get there. RG says, what do you think about Gunn still trying to get Affleck to direct a DC movie and still perhaps trying to give some of the old guard new roles? I don't think it's necessarily a bad move, right? I mean, Ben Affleck is an incredible director. He has a lot of cachet among the fans. I don't think it's necessarily a bad move. Vandolph the Black says, I got a feeling Gunn is going to direct that Superman movie as well. He better not. But how stressful can he truly operate as the person in control over there and do movies? You think he's making DC films? I think he will make DC films. I really would not direct that movie. Like, talk about putting all your chips, like, talk about putting your dick on the table. Like, again, you got to give the dude credit. He's got balls. You know what I mean? He's got balls. We'll see. Do you guys think he'll direct? Do you think he's gonna direct? Let's do this poll. Let's do this poll. I gotta know what you think. Do you think Gunn will direct the new Superman movie? Oh my God, I gotta know what you think about that. Josh Meadows says a complete reboot would be nice. Start with 1950s Superman movie and then the Wonder Woman 1960s and then Batman origin story 1980s, 90s. Thoughts? You know, look, I'm sort of split on this. I kind of think audiences are fatigued with origin stories. And I know that the logic of doing what the MCU did by properly setting up these characters, I can understand how that's an attractive, angle to take or a direction to go. But we're not in 2008 anymore, And I think that really and truly audiences might not jive with more origins. I mean, we're just going to have to wait and see. I'm not sure. J-Man, thanks for the support. Angel Stark says, would love Cavill as Reed, but the word on the street is that the production on FF has already started, turned in concept art. Do they have a cast or an idea? I think they have an idea, and I think they have a lot of the cast. I don't know if they have all of it. But, yeah. Oh, Fernie says, I'd like to dedicate this stream to my Reformed Orthodox Rabbi, James Gunn, or Bill Clinton. Thanks, brother. Appreciate the love. Alvaro says, Sean Gunn to be the next Superman. Holy shit. Oh, no. No. Baby. Brandon says, just created my Discord and cannot for the life of me figure out how to find you. Is there somewhere I can DM for clearer info? Sorry for confusion. Hit me up on Twitter. I'll get you set up. Chris Listenfeld says, it will never happen, but cast Henry Cavill as Jor-El. That would be amazing. Yeah, that would be a move. Drew Smith says, sing it, Josh. Jingle bells, DC smells, the Batman laid an egg. Snyderverse was a curse for reboot on the way. Not bad, Drew. Chibuize says, not a DC question. Do you think Marvel as a whole has a problem with its next-gen characters? Apart from Miles Morales, they aren't well received. Oh, yes. I have a whole video coming out that I think you will absolutely love, breaking down in detail why the current Phase 4 cast of characters does not hold a candle to the cast that happened in the first 3 phases. But also I talk about in the video how they could fix that, how they could actually give us some interesting conflicts between the characters, etc. So there's a big old video coming out about that. Lars says, I am become sleepy, the goer to bed. Have a good rest. 34 Virgo. Do you think it would be a great strategy to go get former MCU directors or writers to kickstart Gunn 10-year plan? Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that'd be a good business move. Fakash says, if Warner Brothers stayed the course with Zack Snyder after BVS, they would have had a full universe today and not a 6-year dumpster fire. Zack Snyder's Justice League was proof of that. Yeah, I agree. Blake Torres says, Merry Xmas, Joshy. Are you going to watch the new Avatar tonight or this weekend? This weekend. I'm going Saturday. Oh, my God. I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. Monday, we'll probably talk about Avatar. I assume, and I'm assuming, but I assume that movie's going to blow my hair back in a serious way. And I am going to be very into it. So on Monday, I will tell you guys how I feel about Avatar, what Marvel, Star Wars, and DC could learn from Avatar. We'll go into the whole thing. I'm very excited about Avatar. I'm quite hyped for the film. It's going to be cool. Okay, now let us hang in the chat for a little bit. And then we'll call it a day. Okay, Audio says DC and MCU are both dealing with the multiverse. Do you think we will see the DC heroes fail to save their universe while the MCU heroes save theirs? Ooh, you're talking about like maybe via like some incursion type stuff? That would be kind of fun. I don't know. I don't think so necessarily, but oh yeah, V, the Constantine thing. I mean, what do you think, brother? I mean, at this point, it probably has to go, right? Imagine doing Constantine, but saying that they can't do Henry Cavill. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, bro. You got Cavill fired. Thanks. Sarcasm. Oh, no. That decision had been made long before it trickled down to my lap. Gunn had decided they weren't going to do that. Iron Man recently included in the Library of Congress. I know, that's pretty cool, huh? Moz says, everyone is mad at Gunn, and I'm like, Jason Momoa Lobo, there got to be something wrong with me, but I'm all right with it. No, I think that's fair. Dude, Lobo, are you kidding me? Like, Lobo's awesome, and I love that casting. It's brilliant, and I think that this could still work. I just think that this is a bad look. You know what I mean? Aiden says, hey, Josh, heard you mention you love Ford versus Ferrari, and my family company actually built all the cars for that and also had cars in Fast and the Furious 5 and Iron Man 3. Love your work, bro. Happy holidays to you and the fam. Thanks so much. That's so cool, dude. That is so cool. Zoe the Goat says, one of two. So let me get this right. Not bringing back the guy who every DC movie has been in flopped is bad business move. He is my favorite Superman too. Yeah, I think it's a bad business move. It could still work, but yeah. Where's the part 2, brother? Where's the part 2? Where's the part 2? Come on, speak your piece, man. This motherfucker Zoe was like, you'd get the hands where I'm from. But everyone needs to get out their feelings. Jeez. Okay. Right on, bro. Your cheeks have gotten rounder. Still love the channel. Oh, dude, the dad bod is real. The dad bod is real. I'm in an active fight against the reality of being a dad, but I might be losing the fight. So are you back on the Star Wars train or no? Yeah, for sure. I'm excited about 2023 projects, right? Don't get me wrong. There are plenty of ways they could still screw it up. But, yeah, I'm optimistic, you know? I think the clear signal... So it kind of comes down to, like, how does Lucasfilm view all of this? But I think the clear signal coming out of the Andor experience, and I know here's all the people that are like, Andor's so good, you know, and all that. But, like, nobody watched it. So I can hope that Star Wars, like, receives that message where they're like, got it. Okay, maybe lightsabers. Got it. You know, maybe the Force. Got it. And it looks like a lot of the projects that are coming out next year have all of those things. So, let's get it. Joey Ebb says, well, at least we still have Justice Cut. Oh. Right. Right, yeah, totally. What do you think about Cavill for Silver Surfer? Don't really love it. But I actually think Hayden Christensen would be perfect as a Silver Surfer. I think that shit would be hype. Drew Smith says, I haven't been excited for DC since witnessing BVS in theaters. There is hope, at least. I'm embracing whatever Gunn does for now. Fair. Absolutely fair, man. I'm hopeful that it's going to be dope. I'm hopeful. William says, I remember during the pandemic you mentioned that movie theaters were going to be obsolete. After a poor year, do you think that's still possible? I don't think I was 100% right on that, but I do feel that movie theaters have done a bad job, and Hollywood has done a bad job trying to like sort of offer a new value proposition to the movie-going audience. Obviously, there are still movies that made over $1 billion this year, right? Jurassic World and Top Gun. So, you know, and I think Avatar's about to fuck shit up in the theaters. And I think Avatar might change the movie industry. I literally think Avatar could potentially save the movie industry. Now, that's a lot of hyperbole. But let's talk about it. Let's circle back to that on Monday, you know what I mean? Let's circle on back to that on Monday. Message retracted. I didn't get to see what you said, Caitlin. Caitlin? Yeah, I didn't get to see what you said. Why are you not watching it tonight, bro? Oh, I've got an appointment with Liam, and I've got an appointment with my hair, and I'm not really all that worried about spoilers for Avatar, so I'm just gonna check it out on Saturday. Box office predictions: 500 milli plus opening weekend worldwide. Worldwide. Oh, I'm seeing it in 3D for sure. You've got to see it in 3D. IGN said Avatar was their show of the year. Thoughts? I mean, that's fair. That's their opinion. That's cool. The second weekend is going to be a lot, too. Yeah, I expect a really low drop-off. I think this movie's going to coast into some serious fucking numbers. Like, what? I am more excited about Avatar than any other movie. Yeah, I know, right? It's so weird. Like, I'm so excited about it in, like, a very different way than I'm excited about Marvel and Star Wars. And even DC. Like, it's just, it's a feeling I haven't had maybe since Endgame or, you know, to a smaller degree, Spider-Man. But yeah, dude, like, I'm ready, man. Oh, I can't wait. Saturday's going to be really, really cool, too. I've got some really fun stuff planned, so. Chris says, Silver Surfer is one of my favorite characters. I think Kevin would be throwing fans a bone by making Hayden a hero, reviving his career. True. That would be cool. Kaylin, thanks for the $2. Appreciate you. Yeah. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Should we call it there? Good stream? Good stream. Should we call it there? Thanks, Kaylin. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay, so, hey, maybe more updates will come out. More information will spill out. I think more stuff might leak. You know, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it, as we always do. I am going to make a response video and try to sort of succinctly put together my thoughts about the Cavill situation, the pros, the cons. I'll take a victory lap, of course, but we're not going to be gratuitous about it. And we'll try to keep it moving, okay? I have a big video coming out about Marvel, and I've got some really fun videos that I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. I've been thinking a lot about some fun stuff for you guys, so that will be cool. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Appreciate you. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Just want to say to everybody that supported me, stood up for me, was out there fighting the good fight and just trying to stick up for the Nerd Avengers and the brand and everything, man. I really appreciate it. Wild couple of days. We'll talk more about it tomorrow. But wild couple of days. We've got an incredible community. And the thing is, it's not something that happened overnight. It's hours upon hours of streaming together, of making videos, doing watch parties, having conversations. It's a bond and, like a family that is very cool. And I'm very privileged to have you guys, as a part of my life and in my corner. Much love. Open up that third eye. Wash out your stinky bum. And I'll see you later.